What is going on, beautiful people? We are here to talk about Big Brother. This is a boring season, a boring week. And I'm happy that Cam is back in the game. I really felt for Jared leaving the game. I know a lot of you guys don't like Jared for, whatever reason you want to pick out of the hat, whatever. You don't like Jared, he speaks rudely or whatever. But Jared and Cameron both were villains, and they both brought all of the interest in this particular season. And let's keep it a buck. I don't want to watch Corey. I don't want to watch America. They're two kids having shower time in the freaking shower. I can just see America kneeling down in front of a pinky. You know what I'm saying? A pinky toe. And having to sit there, and I just see it hidden in a bunch of pubic hair. You know what I'm saying? These people are kids and they're on the freaking Big Brother show. Whatever. And then what are we going to be left with? What are we going to be left with? Bowie Jane? What? Mama, grandmama, great-great-grandmama Felicia? What? Mimi, who's not done anything all game? What? She's like the Casey of this particular season? What? Jag, who thinks he's about that life but really isn't. Matt, who thinks he's about that life but really isn't. What? I don't know. This season is just filled with people that aren't really doing anything. And I should celebrate Corey and his villainous, but he's a child. He's a child. And I feel like all of these adults allowed a child to get to this point to where, speaking specifically of Suri, you allowed a child to get you out of the game, and so your son goes home. That's just crazy to me. Anyways, I want to talk about some hot points of this particular thing. Jared calling Bowie Jane a man. Now, we all don't like Jared for what comes out of his mouth. But baby, that was saucy, spicy, and everything nicey. Because Bowie Jane comes into the room. Now, I don't know Bowie Jane like that, and neither do these house guests. I don't even think America knows Bowie Jane like this. Where has she been? I don't know. In a corner somewhere. She's not been punished. Nothing's happened to her at all. So it's who is this? Bowie Jane is the white Mimi. And Mimi is the black Bowie Jane. They're both unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Well, Bowie Jane comes into the room, and I'm guessing she doesn't see Jared, or maybe she doesn't care to see Jared. Maybe she's annoyed with Jared at this time, so she doesn't say hello to him. And, Felicia calls it out, and it's dang, you can't, because she comes in the room, she says, hey, ladies, and if I'm a man, I don't want to be called a lady. So, I get it now. I get why Jared called her a man. Because she called him a lady. It makes sense. I'm sure the general public won't understand that. I'm sure the general public won't see it the way that I do. But Jared was being funny because Bowie Jane came into the room and said, hey, ladies. And he is not a lady. And he for damn sure is a man that does not want to be called a lady or anything feminine. So I could see him being a smart mouth and coming back and saying, well, if I'm a lady, you're a man. You do have them broad ass shoulders. Oh my God, I get it now. But I'm sorry, that was spicy. Because Felicia and Suri felt some sort of way about that before Jared even made his mouth heard. You know what I'm saying? Suri and Felicia was that is not okay. She needs to stop doing that. And she get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, this was after the whole thing that was going on with Jared coming back and then losing the first round or whatever the case may be. So tensions are high at this point, but it was spicy. It was great to see. Jared was like, what if I call you a man because you do have some broad ass shoulders? I'm just saying, it was hot. Jared is so defeated in this house. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. Felicia is giving Jared advice, but Suri isn't speaking much. This is when I was watching the aftermath before the edited show, so I was watching lives at this particular time. Jared finally leaves the room after talking to the ladies. He goes to Blue and feels so defeated and holds his head down, and she comforts him. He says he is done with the game. Jared at this point, after losing the first round, like I said in my notes, felt so defeated, was ready to go home, was ready to give up. But the women in the game kind of brought him back into competition mode, and I'm sure his conversations with the producers in DR brought him back. McCall and Felicia are in the corner talking about everyone is liars, and Bowie Jane gets on their nerves. Everyone has lied in this house. Everyone has lied in this house. And it's interesting that people are trying to find a moral compass when everyone has lied in this house. Sunday's episode, Jared picked Matt to play for him. Matt tells Jared to his face, I got you. They shake on it and then do this like kick dance or whatever. Like, I don't know about y'all. And again, y'all feel like I just said, everybody lies in the house, but y'all feel like that's how the game is played, or that's how it's supposed to be played. I don't believe that. I've never been in the game, so it is what it is. I don't know if I'll ever be in the game. It is what it is. But I don't for one second believe that you have to lie to everyone in the house in order for you to like make it to the end. That's just dumb to me. But Matt sitting there lying directly to Jared in his face is crazy to me. After Jared picks him to play in the veto, he wins the veto and he keeps noms the same. That is just so up to me. So crazy to me. Matt doesn't use the veto. And Jared is pleading to everyone to stay. And Jared is mad let down by Blue because, like, come on, like, who do you trust? Who can you trust in the game? You're boinking a girl over here. You call this other dude like your broski, and y'all got this special handshake or kick shake or whatever, but you can't trust neither of them because the girl that you're boinking doesn't let you know what the plans are, and the plans are out against you. And the dude that you just did a freaking kick dance with decides to keep noms the same so that you're voted out. Like, what? Like, in that moment, you have to feel like complete and utter trash. And I don't know about y'all, but I felt for Jared. I really did. I felt for Jared. I felt for Jared. It is what it is. I felt for Jared. But I feel like Jared kind of did it to himself by not winning the first thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't win. You were running too fast. And, you know, Cameron's being nimble and slick with it. And you just, I mean, it is what it is. So I would be upset too. I get it. Emotions are high. You feel alone. You have a girl that you're boinking that lied to your face. And you have a deaf dude that lied to your face. You know what I'm saying? You have your mom in the game who can't protect you. She couldn't win shit to help your game. Like, what? So I get it. I get that y'all are all, I mean, that Jared is defeated. Watching him plead to Bowie, Felicia, and Mimi was like, oh my God. It was hard to watch because the Brown Sugar Babes had each other's back until they didn't have each other's back. And Felicia felt some sort of way that they wanted, you know, Felicia out over Izzy. I would feel some sort of way too, so I get it. It is what it is. Sari is finally realizing that Jared is the house vote and there's nothing she can do about it. She's upset. It is what it is. Jared gets voted out, and Jared got voted out. And so, you know, it's just a lot going on in the game. I think I went like backwards and forwards. This has been a lot this week, right? I want to talk about... Do I really need to talk about all the fluff? I really don't, because the only interesting thing that happened was the argument between Felicia, Sari, and Jared. I thought that was hot. And I thought for once, like, telling the truth really meant something. Jared told the truth about Felicia breaking the one-on-one with Sari and trying to partner up with Jared. So Jared being upset that, you know, Felicia didn't have his back just makes sense. And of course, Mimi is just sitting there not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying anything at all. But the battle with Sari and Felicia was so good. And it's just interesting. I wonder if Felicia is so old that she just can't remember when she's lied about something. That could be it, right? That could be it. I do not like the power shifting over to the kids. I don't. Corey in America, where do they call him Skeezy? Where do they call that from? Is it because he picks his nose and he picks the snot out of his nose? So snot begins with an S, but sneezy, he sneezes a lot and the snot comes out. Maybe that's Skeezy. Why do they call him Skeezy? Why are we giving him this urban name? And there's nothing about him urban. I'm really having a hard time trying to understand that. Like, what's going on with that? Mimi and Felicia trying to partner up with Corey in America is whack to me. That's just so whack. I don't understand that. The Brown Sugar Babies try to come back, but they're not really coming back. They just all feel sad for Jared because he's leaving the house. What else to talk about? Matt, Jag, and Cameron make this, alliance, this 3-person alliance, and they decide to include, Blue to be like the fourth wheel, if you will. Cameron is trying to align himself with everybody in the house. And he tells everybody that he wants Felicia out. Whatever. I don't know. This week was really, really boring. It was really, really boring. I want to talk about Jared leaving the house because say what you will and say what you want about Jared, right? Everybody loved Izzy, and Izzy left the house a sore loser. I loved Izzy too. And I would leave the house a sore loser. So I'm on that side. But say what you want about Jared. But Jared was a class act leaving the house. Whatever you feel about him versus whatever you feel about Izzy, Izzy left very salty. Jared left very still in the game, still cool with everyone. Doing handshakes with everyone, hugging America, hugging Corey, calling him his boy, all of that. And still doing the dance kick thing with Matt before leaving the house. Jared is a stand-up guy. And being in that house, I'm pretty sure any one of y'all being in that house would call somebody out their name, would talk under your breath about somebody. Somebody would get under your nerves. You would think somebody would stink. You would tell them they look like a turd. Like, you would do all of that. Being in the house, no music, no TV, no outside life, no cell phone, no nothing, knowing nothing about what's going on in the world. Any one of us would buckle under pressure and do all that. One thing I probably wouldn't do, I probably wouldn't masturbate, and I probably wouldn't dig in my nose on camera and eat it. Like, I'm not going to be a freaking booger eater. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that in real life. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'll dig my nose and flick, but I'm not going to dig in my nose and eat. Like, that's just disgusting. Like, what? Who does that? That child that they're calling skeezy because he resembles urban something. I don't know. The hell? The child with the pinky toe surrounded by pubic hair, and America has her face in it. It's disgusting. Like, what are we talking about here? These are teens on this show fornicating with each other. Disgusting. And we're calling it love? What is this trash? Anyways, Jared is a class act leaving the house. And Jared is emotional leaving the house. The moment that, Julie mentions Sari to Jared and Jared breaks down, I felt for him. Jared got so consumed in the game and the lies and the manipulation of the game and playing the game and the game and the game and trying to be top dog in the game that he lost sight of who he is genuinely and who he can be genuinely when maturity is blanketed over him. Example, the way he left the house shows that how good of a person he can be and is true to core. Him crying over his mom shows who he is as a person true to core. He loves his mother. And so I just wish he never would have lied to his mom. I think that is gonna I don't know if he's gonna have repercussions to deal with his family outside of that for doing that. But that, I feel like, is the worst thing he could have done, is lie to his mother. Because clearly they love each other. Clearly they are each other's, mother and son. And for that, I fell in love with Jared. I wish that Jared was able to come back into the house. I wish that Jared was able to win. I wish that Jared was able to play. It sucks that he didn't win for himself. But his love for his mom made me genuinely see him as a human being. The way he hugged Blue and kissed her, he hugged everybody leaving the house. That is a class act to me. And so I give Jared all of the respect, except for being a game player, because he didn't win to stay in the game. He sucked. With regards to keeping himself in the game. But I don't know. I thought this week was really, really boring. The fact that Corey gets to play again is trash, because that's never been the case in the prior seasons. So him getting to play again is trash. And so if Corey's HOH again, what? Clearly it's going to be Sari and Felicia. Clearly. Or Felicia and Mimi. Clearly, that's what it's going to be. So I would love for Mimi to win, and I would love for Cirie to win. Come on. Like, they have to win. They have to. They have to win, and she just needs to put Corey and America up. That's it. One of them need to go. That's it. But Cirie's not going to win, and Mimi's not going to win. You know who's going to win HOH? I have a feeling that Jag is going to win HOH. Jag, Corey, or Cameron are going to win HOH. That's just my prediction. Anyway, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought about this particular episode. And yeah, shout out to all you guys for watching Big Brother. Deuces.